Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Likely, if you're catching this intro, you probably missed the actual live stream, but we're going to get set up, test the BAP Valhallas. They're a little bit of a bonus drop because we didn't have a whole lot of these guys. So, not a lot of these. I didn't want to deal with so many people missing out on the drop, so we're going to add the BAP Valhallas. That's a heck of a nice consolation prize. So let's get everything set up and we'll start testing. Heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Hopefully that works. Share this. Copy. Paste. We're all set up. we're doing the posts and then we'll be good to go. Sorry, I know the entry point of these takes a little while. The startup of these live streams. There we go. So if you're hitting this later than expected, go ahead and just jump ahead. So we've got a couple of things we got to do here. I need photos of everything. Do a little write-up as well. What else we got? What up, Steven? A good morning. All right, this string went bad. Hope you all had a good Christmas. Madeline's sick today, so we're trying to squeeze this in. I would like to post up a video on the BAP as well, just showing it off, but I don't know if we're going to get that kind of time today. Because the rim colors are so nice, but it's so hard to show the video. Basically, the lighting and camera setup I have here, it's not the best. Good news there is 1 for 1 right there. Hate that when you get to bind that. Good morning, Jim. What up, dude? Good morning. welcome. Beautiful. What's up, Patrick? And Valhallas look juicy. They're pretty nice. Morning, Terry. Just stopping by to say hi. Boys got money for Christmas that's burning a hole in their pockets. We're out soon. Happy testing. Where are they going? I figured they'd want to just like spend it on Roblox. Nobody goes to a store to spend money anymore, right? Like a physical store, you just go to gsquaredjoyous.com. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a quick video on these just to show off the color because this live stream is not gonna quite do it. Looks like you survived yesterday. Yes, barely. We had to do 3 extra. We did 3 trips in the car just because the youngest kid was not happy with me. She just wanted mom. That's all there is to it. She's been attached to mom for 3 months, so it makes sense that she just wants mom, not me. Yes, and then when we got on the way home for the final trip, picking up the middle daughter, the oldest coughing, unfortunately, projectiled in the back seat. So car seat's cleaned up, van back seat is cleaned up. Did that last night. He's feeling mostly better. He just has a cough, and that's was his issue. A lot of coughing. That's why I threw up. Now my daughter today, the middle one, has got a fever. So we'll see. I don't know. So she went to the babysitter because she wasn't sick and got sick. We I mean, who knows? We'll see. We assume it's the Omicron. We'll see what happens. I have the day off and woke up at 5. Nice, Terry. It's basically like having kids. That's what happens. Warhammer crap. There's a store in PA, hour drive or so. Are you going to the get some Buffalo Trace too? These are so vastly different. This one is very blue-green on the rim. This side is the blue or the yellow golden. Besides constantly being sick, our Christmas was pretty good. Christmas is better when you have kids. They just love it. It's so much better than like getting stuff for yourself. Christmas with kids is incredible. I hope the whole house is back soon. Like, get all this crud out. I've been sick for Tuesday was 14 days. 16 straight days now. I've been sick. Somebody in my house has been sick since October, since Halloween. But this cough, it just lingers, and then I still get a sore throat at night. Whatever it is was. Yeah, I had like all the symptoms for COVID, but 2 weeks ago, the first week of being sick, had the chills, the body aches, basically the flu symptoms you get, sore throat, cough. I never got a fever, never lost taste, maybe a little bit of smell, but that happens when you have a cold. I tested negative for COVID. Wife tested negative for COVID. I don't know that we'll test Madeline for COVID. It's not going to make any difference. She's been around my whole family. We're not going anywhere now, so. I don't know that we'll test her. How's the batch so far? So the Valhallas do really, really, really good for testing. It's kind of like the proper amount of rim weight ratio in the big diameter. It's not too, the width to diameter ratio really leads to issues with vibe. So this has a big diameter. It's our biggest diameter bimetal, and it does really good for testing. It's almost always smooth. They've done absolutely the best. How's the Valhalla compared to the Arbiter? I pulled down my 117 Arbiter the other day and forgot how good it was. I am very, very different, Terry. The size on the Valhalla makes it play. What's the right word, guys? It's not as agile or speedy as the Arbiter or even Banshee SS. It's still pretty quick and agile, especially for its size. It keeps its momentum better. It's got a very nice stability. The size of it really keeps with the momentum and the spin time. Just definitely more spin time on the Valhalla. I'm not great at describing differences in yo-yos, especially if you're not playing them directly back to back. Valhalla has been a huge fan favorite. We put the disclaimer on the site. If you don't like it, send it back. Nobody has sent it back. I don't really give it that solid feeling because it's still not, it doesn't feel heavy, right? Like solid feeling, I usually think of heavier. I don't really like that feeling when what I relate to solid. I don't really think it feels solid. Rhinovirus is still around. Not all COVID Omicron is widespread in the US yet, as it is in other places. I think I was reading that it was 70-80% of all COVID is Omicron currently. I don't, I mean, it definitely could be rhinovirus, but that's what my kids had a couple months ago and we didn't get it. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I would have got it then if I was going to get it, right? Definitely still could have been rhinovirus, but rhinovirus was when we were in the hospital. That is what my youngest daughter had that made her go to the hospital. Yeah, definitely a collection issue there, Terry. But Valhalla deserves a spot in your collection. I'm sure there's something else you can get rid of. I mean, like even if you look at a small sample, it does is USA broke a new all-time daily record for new COVID cases. But the good news is it's not like, I don't know. It's the most mild variant, so it's good that everybody's getting it now, right? I don't know. We don't need to talk about COVID. We don't need to talk about it. Yes, I'm sick. My kids are sick. We'll get better soon. Unrelated news, I just sent off my final adjustments for the Banshee 22. That's exciting. Get that prototype in, see how it is. Not going to be a Patreon drop the way we've been doing protos because I've got some other stuff lined up and I don't want to mix in too many protos, like maybe just three or so times a year for the prototypes. I'm trying to figure out what I need exactly. Maybe somebody knows. To set up my little DSLR instead of my webcam mic. It does a pretty good job, but I'd like to have some bokeh. Some. Everything doesn't need to be in focus, right? It just looks cleaner and better. So I'm trying to figure out what I need to plug this into the computer for running it through the computer, and then also for charging it at the same time. Trying for my first G2. Are you doing Valhalla and the Pelican? Yeah, I'm going to do both at the same time, since we only are going to have like 8 Pelican for the drop. And that was just going to lead to not a drop that I would have liked. If I didn't advertise I was going to drop it, I would have just put those all on Patreon, lottery style. I'm not sure if my Valhalla needs breaking in, but it feels slippery than your other ones. So even put new pads in it. You probably... your pads are probably a little bit glazed over. That would be my guess. If it's slippy at all, throw new pads in it. The gap is not wide. It is not a slippy yo-yo. If you take your yo-yo apart and then you rub your thumb around the pad, if it doesn't really like grip on your thumb, it feels like glazed over like a hard plastic, throw a new pad in. If you don't have a new pad, try and scratch it up. You could possibly try like a piece of leather, or something that's rough but that won't hit the ano. You know what I mean? Jeans could possibly work. Valhalla is very good at low speed as well, Terry. I don't think I really mentioned that. The size of it makes it just a great player all the way down to at low RPMs even. Which way is it spinning? If you guys are members on Patreon, I'll be posting up today. There's going to be the final spots for the Soul membership are going to be added. And next year, if we add any more, or if anybody backs out and we add those slots, it's going to be a different Soul membership at a higher price. So if you're in right now and you want to stay in, don't back out. To get back in, it's going to be a higher price. But I'll shoot you guys a lens post today if you're not currently a Soul for when the last spots are going to open up. Will it be 22? Will there be a picture anywhere? Once we finally get to the testing, I'm sure it'll be out there, Patrick. Yo, what's up, Andrew? Mason, William, how we doing? Managed to score 420 light from Art, and it does great at the low RPMs. I have not played one of those in years. I feel like I played one maybe like 6 years ago. They've been dropping the same yo-yo for 6 years. That's awesome. That can't be real. Is it? So Andrew, the last slots going up, I'm going to post it on Patreon so that those Heart and Will members have first access to them. But if it doesn't if it doesn't sell out right away, I will post it on the Nation, and you'll see when the slots open. But today I'm going to open it up, the last slots for the year, and then, like I said, it's going to be the last to lock in at that price. price is going to increase for any new slots we do open. And it'll start rotating over. As people end their Soul membership, I'm going to make it so you can't rejoin into their slots. It'll be onto the Soul V2 membership is where a slot will open up. Yes, Valhalla is testing very great. Where we had 25% trash grade on the Pelicans, with Valhalla we are currently at 100% A grade. What's the best way to deal with pad residue when swapping it out? I got to replace some today. I use a dental tool to scrub it out, and maybe a little bit of nail polish remover if you need to. For the most part, a little bit of pad residue is going to be fine under the pad. I need a trick. I don't want to film a video just on the BAP Valhalla. I want to do our last trick video, but I don't think I have a good trick. Somebody teach me. Is that an AL7 Valhalla? Yes. So all the regular Valhallas, the original Valhalla design is AL7. It is 7068. So it's just called that. We will have a AL6 version. So this is just the Valhalla. There's not an AL7 version. There will be an AL6 designated one, but the original one is 7068. What's up, Gates? How we doing? Okay, what can I do for a trick? I probably just do one of the other tricks again. See if anybody notices. See you, Terry. Take it easy. That could be kind of interesting. So, yeah, AL6 brass would maximize the rim weight ratio. Will there be matching gold on gold Valhalla like the Arbiter and the Banshee? Kind of need one to match. I don't know what the plans are for the next run of original Valhallas. I'll probably talk with Damien and see if there's any colors that he specifically wants to see. But we just did those two golds. I did the 117 in the blue and gold. Yeah, I really don't know. I have not done anything for a second run of these. I've done some AL6s on order, but not set up for the next batch of regular design. I wonder if I've done this repeater as a trick yet. I feel like I have. Please make a matching set, even if it's just for Patreon. Well, I don't want to do original. I don't want to do duplicates of the same yo-yo for Patreon. I always wanted to make sure it's something you don't have. So we've done, basically the proto version is the same with just a little less spike. So we've already had the regular version on Patreon. Yeah, this is BAP. So it's bright hot pink with rainbow rims. That doesn't flow very nicely. It's kind of an interesting concept to get out of that. Let's do something with that. Original was a proto. I'd love the final version too. The proto is so close to the final version. I don't know. I got to think about it. Just because it's so close to the final version, and I want to make sure that every single month Patreon is getting something different they don't have, to continue to make sure that there is a great value there, where if you kind of get the same yo-yo in a different color, the value might decrease for some people that don't have larger collections and just want one of everything. So that's my main goal, is just making sure everybody gets a value out of being a monthly subscriber. I like the color code of the AL6, clear on clear, brass rim on clear, and then AL7 gold on gold. Did I only do, yeah, because the SS and the Arbiter are both AL7 to the gold on gold. Clear on clear is usually original. So we did the clear on clear on the original Valhalla, which is actually AL7. So maybe I messed that up there. Gotta be hard to balance those Patreon releases out, meaning always keeping things fresh. Yeah, it definitely. It's a challenge to make sure that every single month is something fresh. You know what I mean? But I think that's why so many people like it and stick to it, is because there is a very good value there. It seems expensive up front, but you're definitely getting a high value, I think. Are the water bottles insulated like those mugs were? Yes. So when I print out, maybe I'll do it for the November. The plan was December, so I don't know. Maybe it'll be November. When I print out the November shipments, I'll do 2 labels, one for the water bottle, one for the shipment. So nervous about, so yeah, and I think the track record there is really good. When we first started it, we struggled to get new things, but now that I've got it in the flow, so the first 6 months or so were probably the hardest for me. But at this point, it's kind of in the flow. Something sweet's coming each month, and then when you first join, it's also hard too, because it's like, say you join January 1, you're not getting a yo-yo until probably like March 3rd, right? So your January shipment's going out at the end of February. You're getting it that first week of March, most likely. So that's a long time if you joined on the 1st. Now, if you joined January 31st, it's not as bad. But if you join January 31st, you probably missed the December extras. I don't know. So there's really no reason not to sign up. It's just as early as you can, if there's slots available. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 shipments, Gates. I do have extra mugs that'll be going on the site eventually. I've been saying that for a year now. Someone's taking photos for me for those. Then they'll be on the site, but they will be shipping by themselves. They can't be combined. That just the sizing and weighting. It'll be, the mug would need to ship by itself and get its own label anyway. The water bottles are going to be taped up and shipped in their water bottle boxes. I think we got our first glitch. I checked the pad versus the ones in my Arbiter and can't feel the difference running my finger over them, but definitely different on the bind, so I'll try and changing them. Do you have soft fingers? That's likely the only way you're going to tell the difference, I think. Yeah, the cup we got last year, I'm going to have those on the site. But I wouldn't be able to ship it with your water bottle or with your Patreon shipment. Both of those are individual shipments based on size and weight. They're already full shipments. What can I do from here? Could do that. Start it with the old whoop, boom, 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 into an over-the-top suicide to finish it. I like finishing tricks with suicides. Maybe. When's the Valhalla drop? It's going to be Friday with the Pelicans. What's the story behind the name G squared? How many Pelicans? There's going to be like 6 Pelicans on the site. Like 6 Pelicans on the site, 1 silent auction, and 3 or 4, what do you call it? Lottery style on the Patreon page. Me and my original partners both started with last names start with G. My uncle used to shake my hand and say, I don't do any real work. Well, then, if you still don't do any real work, you should be able to feel the difference in the pads. I'm confident if there's any slip in your Valhalla, it's the pads. It's my hands might be rougher from testing yo-yos than they were when I was an accountant. That could be the trick. That could be the trick. Still have a partner or just you now? No, just me. I bought the partner out. I guess on tax purposes, it's still set up that my wife's a partner. Because when I was doing the TurboTax and I bought my partner out, I couldn't change it from a partnership to a sole proprietor very easy. So I just put my wife in as the other partner. I don't know that that flows great, but it is a trick. And how does that suicide land in a knot? Are we picking up a bot? What's up, Clifton? Name still works that way too. Yeah, the name in all reality is no longer G squared. It's G2, right? If I could do that smoothly, it's pretty good. I just can't get that wrap smooth. Maybe it doesn't have to be that quick. Yeah, if I try to do it quick, I can't hit it. What if I take my time? Still can't hit it. I do system admin work, so yeah, I have soft hands, even if I cut them installing components in the server cases fairly often. Like, to somebody that doesn't do that, it seems terrible. But for people like that do it and understand it, I think it seems like a good gig. That might be something. Yeah, it's enough. Think you ever do a high polished clear colorway? Oh no, we'll always do ano. Love the sound of the very. Yeah, I actually like it too. Some people like to lube them so they're dead quiet. I like the sound. Maybe not when it quite gets that noisy. Sometimes this will help your noisy bearing a little bit get back into recenter. Okay, what was that? I like that. Yay or nay on that repeater? Focus up. I need to know. Is this a good repeater? I think that ending is not great. That's maybe a little bit better. Thanks for the Christmas card. That was very cool to get one. You're welcome. Hope you guys have a good Christmas. I don't think it's a repeater. We're just going to take this as part one of the trick. Jim says good repeater. The ending doesn't quite fit for me. My body could train this movement a little bit better. Oh, come on. Wrap all the way around. I can't get that to be smooth. I do like that a lot, Andrew. I just can't get it smooth, and I don't know that my hands are going to allow me. So close, but yet so far. It's up, up. If I can get this smooth, this is going to be the next trick, though. very hard. That's all our Valhallas, guys. So, just to wrap this up, we're gonna have a good bit of these, like 22 of these for the site tonight. Not tonight, Friday evening, and then likely on the solar explosion. I don't know the actual name. It's not going to be that as much as I like that. On the fade speckled pelicans, we're gonna have like 6 in the store. There'll be lottery style on the website, on the Patreon page, and one set up for the silent auction. 8 p.m. drop. But yeah, I'm gonna decide whether to do that trick for the trick video or just make an announcement for the BAPs. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. We will catch you in the next one.